cost center to minimize sustainability too. Hi guys, as you're coming on, say hi. If you're watching the replay, let us know. Drop a comment in. Say hello. We see your comments. I always try to come back and like them. If you're live with us, can you drop a comment in and let us know the comments are working? Look at Amy. She's always on it. Hi, Amy.
Hey, Amy.
And she spelled your name right.
That she did. I'm flattered. You made my day.
Hi, Michael. How are you guys?
What's up, gang? How's everyone doing? TGIFF. Hope you have an incredible week and an incredible October. We were talking about that yesterday in the group. So I'm really proud of a lot of you guys who kind of got focused on your October. Really enjoyed reading some of the output and incomes of your October, and even more excited about rolling this into November and keeping the momentum going. Oh, Amy, congratulations on smashing your first month's goals. And Michael as well.
Yeah. You guys set some really cool goals. We had a lot of goals reached in 0 to 60 students, and if you're not in 0 to 60 and you smashed your goals, let us know. We're just really familiar and intimate with 0 to 60 and RUB Society's goals and when they hit them and where they're at in their business, so it makes it really easy to know. So if you're not, let us know where you're at. Did you make your November goals? Did you miss them? Did you blow them out of the water? What did you do in October? And what intention do you have for November in terms of your sales, anything that you want for your business?
Right, and it's not easy making goals because kind of like my thought process, what I shared about starting that second store in May. A lot of people, most people honestly don't make goals because they're more afraid of not hitting the goals than doing what it takes to go after them. So again, what we try to do and what we want this community to be about is people who kind of shed the fear and shed that kind of mediocrity and get okay with every month. You know what? This business is great because every month is like a new opportunity, right? So it doesn't matter if you stunk it up in October. Guess what? It doesn't matter. Starting today, everything can start to change. So we're going to talk about a lot of really timely things to your business, but more importantly, your first takeaway, I would love it to be becoming okay with setting goals for yourself and, you know, changing your expectations. Because what happens is, and we go through this as well, if you have low to no expectations, you can pretty much forecast what your results are going to be. However, if you have very strict or stringent or high expectations for yourself, for your business, for the way you show up, well, guess what? You're at least giving yourself a fighting chance to accomplish and achieve those things. So again, you want to remember that, and again, not just in reselling, but honestly in all areas of your life. And I'm talking to myself as I'm speaking to you guys. So that was the first thing. If you guys like that tip, then let me know down in the comments. But yeah, that's a big one. Most people don't set goals because they're afraid of failing, and that fear of failure keeps most people going through life never living up to their potential, never really truly experiencing freedom, fulfillment, and happiness.
Yeah. So claim it, name it, so that you can claim it.
And go get it.
Life.
And go get it. Amy, I see Amy chiming in. I see that. I see you. And that's not an insignificant amount of money either, man. I mean, like I said, I always think about how many people are doing all kinds of other things and not making anywhere near $500 or $1,000 or $2,000. So that is awesome, Amy.
Amy did $1,500 in her first month. She's on track like our other Amy.
Yeah.
Two Amy's that we've worked with have both hit $1,500 in their first month.
Yeah. So we really admire and appreciate your focus and your drive and just really the commitment you show to your business. Like I said, the gift and the curse with reselling, you guys probably heard me say this before. God bless you. The gift and the curse of reselling is that it's seemingly simple, right? Like I said, any idiot with a smartphone can go on, download an app and call themselves a reseller. It's a big difference though from having an app on your phone and having a business that you can count on kicking you off some money to help you in your lifestyle. So that's a big difference, and we want you guys kind of earn always more on the side of being a professional, not just some idiot with an app on their phone.
Yeah. And that's why we talk about DMOs and do trainings a lot of our trainings you could apply to any business, because reselling is a business, and if you treat it like one, which means applying business thinking, business tactics, business strategies to it, you will have better results than the person who looks at it as just, like we always joke, this little flippin' thing. My company I work for is positioning. I don't know what you mean by that. Like product positioning? Branding?
I don't think she meant positioning. Let us know what you meant, Amy.
Poison?
You're trying to poison you?
Oh, positioning itself to sell, so I'm not going to let them control my future.
Very smart, very proactive.
Yeah. The only actual 9-to-5 job I worked out of college, the company, a few months after I started working there, they bought another company, and the company that they bought, they only kept on some of the employees, so a lot of people had to go find new jobs, which was really awkward because we were like the acquiring company, and we were all working together in the office, and it was a little uneasy to know like who's gonna stay and go. And yeah, that's why working for yourself is more secure than any 9-to-5 out there, because depending on the economy, it's up to someone else whether you continue to get the paycheck that your family's counting on. And that's why we're a big proponent of using reselling as a side hustle. We're not like anti 9-to-5, like quit your job tomorrow and just resell full time. Like, no, that's stressful. Like it won't be fun that way. Like, let your business be fun, but also know that the best thing you could do for yourself and your family to create security is to have more than one stream of income. Whether even if you work for the government, like governments, departments like have cutbacks, they have layoffs too.
There was a 3-month government shutdown earlier in the year.
Yes.
So for 3 months, I think close to 1 million government employees who were supposed to have the most secure income, obviously now they're scrambling. So yeah, there's no certainty in the world. But going back to my observation, most people shy away from becoming an entrepreneur because again they're afraid of having all of the responsibility, which to me is a blessing. I mean, like you said, I love the idea of knowing, controlling your income earning potential, your hours, any of that. But again, I think a lot of people are afraid of this, so they almost find some security in the job, and there's nothing wrong with it either way. One other thing I was going to say, Amy, based on your point, is that more and more as this company kind of goes over that cliff towards a recession again, I've noticed in being in business for a long enough time that a lot of mergers and acquisitions start to increase. And I think we'll see a lot more of what your company is positioning to do. So just some interesting times to kind of get in front of, like you're doing with your reselling biz.
Okay, sorry. We got off quickly. So what are we talking about today? We have this special emergency training because there's about 1,449 hours left in the year.
And left in a decade, not just a year.
Yes.
So the 2010s, when you think about 2010, you're thinking it's a long time ago in some aspects, but not that long ago in others. Regardless, we're about to leave that whole decade and partake on the 2020s. It's crazy. As I get older, I remember I'm old enough when I remember going into 2000 was a big thing. You know, the
Y2K.
I was gonna say Armageddon. The Y2K, the end of the world. You know, and since then it's that decade is come and gone. The 2010s now are about to come and go. So again, there's going to be some really big things happening. But yeah, only 1,449 hours left in this year. So that's huge because again, it's going to. For some of you guys, you're going to feel hopeless. You're going to feel like, where did the year go? Some of you guys, like Michael, like Brittany, like Amy, you guys are going to look back and say, you know what? I'm so grateful for what I put in place in 2019. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So
yeah, so there's 60 days left in the year. We want you to close the year out strong. This is the time where people start gearing up. They let off the gas. It's the holidays. Like, basically, most of the population is on cruise control from November until January 1st. And then people pick their head up on January 1st and they're like, okay, what are my goals going to be for 2020? And it's like, no, that's not how it works. It's not the best way to do it. You are going to be behind everyone else, and reselling is competitive. If you look up, I mean, any of your items, there are thousands of similar items for sale, and they might not be the color of your item or the size or the style, but there's still a lot of choice, unless you're selling an RUV, which we recommend, so you can eliminate the competition, but that's another story.
And I want to go a little bit further than that even, because in my opinion, the year doesn't really start in January, right? I come up with this thing in the last couple of years that most people kind of, just like they sleepwalk through the holidays, they sleepwalk through really the first few weeks of the year, because you still have that holiday buzz. You know, you're still in this romantic phase. It's still like, you know, all of the fun stuff we do with holidays. So to me, the year really starts to kick in February.
For most people.
For most people, and even just for business in general. So what that means to you guys, and you've heard us say this before, your business is really in a 90-day arrears right now. Meaning that the success you're having or not having is primarily based on stuff you started about 90 days ago. And anything that you've done within 90 days, consider yourself lucky. You know, once you do this business long enough, you'll know exactly what we're talking about, and it'll be more and more clear to you. But again, your business, what you're doing today, you're really going to reap the rewards, or as my dad used to say, you're going to rule the day. One of the two. You're going to do it in 90 days from now. So what we want for you guys is not to sleepwalk through the end of 2019, through the end of your decade, and sleepwalk into 2020. We want you to be in the minority of people, especially in resellers, who stay laser beam focused. Because there's some, like most things, there's some really interesting opportunities to take advantage of, or to miss and overlook if you're not tuned in. But yeah, I really think that the year starts, I mean, maybe on the calendar, the new year 2020 starts in January 1st. But for me, normally January is kind of like the holidays. You're still in the walking around saying Happy New Year to everybody and all of that stuff. So again, we want you guys finishing or going through November with a focus, and I know it's hard, right? As Thanksgiving gets closer, as Kwanzaa and Christmas and Hanukkah and all of these gatherings and opportunities to do things kind of cloud your focus. It kind of starts to pull your blinders away a little bit. So you wanna really be focused, and that's why we talked about goals in the beginning for you guys. Yeah, hey Ryan.
And the holidays are lovely. Like, enjoy them. But what we're saying is, don't let them bleed into a week and 2 weeks, and like one thing rolls into another, and then it's like, oh, the Christmas party, and then the kids' activity, concert recital, and then, you know, they're out of school, and then it's like Christmas, and then it's New Year's Eve. And if you let them bleed these typically one-day events, and if you're talking about like a Christmas party, like literally few hours of events bleed into everything else, and then it just becomes this one big holiday season that you lose. Like, you're not making your sales. You have less money to go do the things that you want to do, whether that's buy the gifts that you want to buy your kids, not the ones you budget to buy your kids. And you know, maybe you do presents, maybe you don't, but I mean, that's typical common American life. So in essence, in a nutshell, what we're trying to say, I think, is that really, guys, if you're being focused on business, your 2020 really starts today. Yep. Right? Because again, you got November, December, and then January. To me, is still kind of most people are in a lull. So that's 90 days. So really, your 2020 starts today. At least for a lot of you guys who are thinking along the lines that we are. Yeah, and who want to have results. Absolutely. Like, because going back to 90 days in arrears, if you pick your head up January 1, or like what you're saying, you know, end of January, February, you're not going to have like real results, or the results that you're hoping for from February, February, March, April, until the end of April, beginning of May. So the question is, am I okay with delaying what I want out of this business until the end of April or May? The answer is probably not. Like, you'll get your refund check from you, which hopefully you don't get a refund check. But you'll get your refund check before that, like most people would. So, and a lot of people don't want to wait for that. So why wait for your business to create results? Because your business can create way more results than a refund check ever could. And if you do it right, you'll actually lower your tax burden going into 2020. We're ending the tax year also in the next 60 days, so we want to make sure that you're set up to pay as little taxes as legally possible.
Or like our student Robin, who kind of what we advise our students to do is set some money aside for taxes. But if you're doing what we also advise, which is tracking every single expense now that you're a business owner, Robin actually set aside, I want to say $6,000 to pay her taxes, but because she did the second part also and tracked every single expense in her business, not only did she not have to pay that $6,000 that she was kind of forecasting, but she actually got a refund. So to me, I mean, having taking advantage of the same tax laws that the president and his cabinet and all of these business owners take for granted, that really kind of levels, that's one more way that this business allows us to level the playing field. So because we are going into the end of the year, if we're having a business discussion, we're going to talk about things like making all of those making all of those purchases, because you can write those off for all of 2018. Right? So again,
2019.
For all of 2019. So look, I'm still thinking 2018. So whether it's a new cell phone, whether it is a computer, whether it's some office supplies.
And even if you just started, like say today is your first day in the Flip Fam, hello.
Hey.
Hope you're going through the challenge. You can go back and deduct up to 6 months prior. So even if you started reselling in September, you can go back to, what would that be, March. And if you bought a new phone, if you bought anything that helps your reselling business that you could justify that you're using for your reselling business, you can deduct that because it was in anticipation of starting your business.
Sure, just like if you were opening up a store, let's say you had your grand opening today.
And that's legal by the IRS. Like the IRS lets you do that.
Of course. But let's say we had a grand opening today, right? We were opening the doors, everyone's celebrating. Well, obviously we had to get started a long time before that. Makes sense. So most people don't think along those lines, especially with online businesses. Yeah. But we're telling you that's what you should be doing. We go really, really deep into that in 0 to 60. But again, for those of you guys, especially those of you like Michael and some of the other folks who get a W-2, you definitely want to start tracking this, because this can literally be like night and day with your tax situation. But again, you want to start making all of those purchases this year, if possible, because again, you can count that against your income. And trust me, as you build your business, you're only going to have more and more expenses. But what I like about it is that typically these are expenses we're going to have anyway, especially with a home-based business.
I do want to say that if you do want to do 0 to 60 before the end of the year, it is a tax write-off. So if you are in 0 to 60, you should definitely be writing that off on your taxes. Yeah,
you guys know who are in it. But again, if you're considering it, to me, it's a perfect tax write. It's a double, really, it's a two-edged sword, because this will absolutely allow you to explode your reselling business and it'll give you another tax write-off. Plus, we'll teach you some stuff that most people don't even think about, if I'm being honest, when it comes to taxes and things you can legally deduct.
Yes.
So,
where are we at? So you want to pick up any of those deductions? That's what we're talking about. Like at the end of last year, we bought a minivan. That's a tax deduction. Yeah,
that's a matter of fact. I had that first in the notes because most people are like, "What, a car?" Yeah, as a business owner, especially one who tends to is part of the normal and reasonable operation of your business, is you're going outsourcing, right?
And we bought Jared's car, his love of your life car. It's your favorite, right? Right now. 2 years ago, but it's a 2-door Jeep, so there's not much stuff that we can put in there when it comes to sourcing. Like half the time when we bought that stuff just recently, 2 weeks ago, we bought like 200 pounds of clothing. It wouldn't have worked to go in the Jeep, so now we have a minivan because it gives us the space to go sourcing. Right,
and again, for you guys, same thing. So whether you already have your car, guess what? Using it in your reselling business is a write-off. You can now deduct, I gotta check, was it 58 cents a mile or 55 cents?
I will check, but I think it's 58 cents.
You can literally deduct close to 60 cents of every mile you drive against your taxes. Or like us, like if you want a new car, something to justify your reselling business, or a new car for the family, guess what? As an employee, you're just buying a car.
Yeah, right? Or it might be something that you're going to buy anyway, and you can turn it into a tax deduction. That's the best thing about having a home-based business is everyday expenses that you aren't thinking about are actually tax deductions. And so that's why we talk about, hey, you're probably buying this for yourself anyway, just as a human being living here on this earth and in America.
Yes.
And you can't deduct it when you're an employee, but hey, now that you have a home-based business, it's actually tax deductible.
Yep.
And you would have it anyway. Like, that blows my mind. Like, I'm going to spend the money anyway. Like gifts. If you put your business card on gifts during Christmas, tax write-off.
Yep. Gifts. I mean, we could have a
and
whole.
Not to children, but that's another story.
Right.
We
So
can't go into detail right now.
We have a lot of fun with learning and then mastering the tax game, and it is a game. And unfortunately, it's a game because the government and the powers that be realize that most of us are going to stay ignorant enough where we'll never learn the rules of the game, and thusly, that's why you hear these anecdotes of how the billionaire pays less in taxes on a percentage basis than his secretary. And you're like, what? What? Huh? But that's the way the game is set up. So again,
it's big business to keep you in debt.
It's big business to keep you in debt and keep you ignorant. I hate to say it, but we really have a passion and a heart for educating and enlightening people, because we want more people having this knowledge and this kind of a fighting chance to do better in life.
Mm-hmm. So other things you could pick up if you were going to buy a new phone anyway, a new laptop, office equipment, printers, scales, all that kind of stuff.
Of course, stuff directly related to this business. So we put together. You mentioned 0 to 60, the RUV Society, for those of you who do want more access and accountability and support, kind of like what Michael and Tara and some other folks, Cheryl's enjoying. But again, anything directly related to your business and so many things indirectly related, you guys want to be doing that, because it'll change everything for you.
Yes.
Yep.
So we talked about that.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about picking up some Q4 sales?
Yeah. So the other reason, like, we're not saying don't enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy that day, that festivity. Enjoy it. But let it be contained within the boundaries of that celebration or event. Because as you're laying the foundation over the next 60 to 90 days, 60 days till the end of the year, and then 90 days in arrears your business typically is, you're propelling yourself to have a successful launch in 2020, but you're also going to be picking up these Q4 sales that are happening now. Like, our business is picked up.
I got to show you guys something that'll blow your mind, and I love showing stuff that ties in all of the lessons that we teach, because now you guys can see these guys ain't bullshitting. This is for real. So
I'm curious what you're going to show them. I got distracted. Oh.
Well, this is just a perfect example.
Yes.
So I don't know if you guys. I honestly never heard of this before I moved here. Okay, so let me know if you've ever heard of this, and if you know what it is, you get a bonus gold star. If you guys who are watching, I think we have a few people watching live.
Seeing the word coffee is making me want coffee. I'm 2 days caffeine free.
You really must surprise.
I'm sorry.
Let me know if you guys have Dutch Brothers where you're at. I never heard of them before we moved up here. Hallie says they're probably only in the Pacific Northwest. The point I was going to make, just based off of your point about getting those Q4 sales, and again, we actually do this throughout the year. So we're always looking for rare, unique, valuable. And this is an item I picked up at the Goodwill outlet, the bins, a few months back, actually. I want to say like in the heat of summer. Yeah. And I happened to pick this up knowing that, again, our unfair advantage is things like Dutch Brothers or Columbia or Nike. These are all companies that are headquartered, very popular here in the Pacific Northwest. Well, anytime there's something Dutch Brothers, whether it's just a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a jacket, I don't know why, people go crazy over it. And this is actually...
they paid.
Yes.
They sent a message, and this is the other thing.
So,
yes.
Just, how much was this weigh? An ounce or two?
Yeah.
So maybe an ounce or two. So that means that, if I'm basing it off of the weight we paid for it,
like 20 cents.
This thing paid 20 cents. You want to tell them what it sold for?
It sold for $50 plus shipping.
So how much was shipping?
$9.30. So $59.30.
So $60 for something, because again, mentally, a lot of people are getting into that holiday spirit. And we sold this, something that cost like I said, by weight, 25 cents maybe for $60. So if your antennas are up, you guys are going to have some really unique opportunities to make money with the seasonality of this time of the year.
So if you haven't gotten your Christmas stuff listed, we've been telling 0 to 60 students since September. On October 1st, get your Christmas stuff listed. I just looked, this is listed on October 3rd. Also, it's shipping literally to Troutdale.
I might just drop it off.
Guys, it's like 15 minutes from where we live. And sometimes, it's either one of two things when you're selling like local RUV stuff. Either it's shipping like within driving distance, or it's shipping to someone that's like from the area but doesn't live here anymore, I find. So those are the two things, and so don't think that just because it's local no one values it. There are people who this might be sentimental to who now live in, I don't know, Mesa, Arizona, or Texas, or Kentucky, anywhere.
Yeah, so I mean, so there's going to be a lot of, like I said, a lot of opportunity. So that was the whole reason I wanted to grab that, because I think it goes perfectly into picking up those Q4 sales.
Yeah, I always get tickled by stuff that's close to us too, because I'm like, they could have went to the Goodwill outlet and picked it up themselves.
And we've had people, especially on eBay, they'll message us and, hey, can I pick this up? And one of the reasons we love eBay, or to a lesser extent Poshmark, Mercari versus the Facebook marketplace, is because we've been there, done that, got the T-shirt, right? Like we went to go meet people, and people don't give a damn about wasting your time, not showing up, or they're meeting you at some sketchy place where you're like, is this really worth it, right? Or coming to your house and you're like, do I really want, So to me, online, it takes away all of that. So when people ask, hey, is it okay if we meet? It really isn't. We're, whatever reason you want to make up. So
we only ship. So yeah, that's so cool. That's a good example.
It's a great example. So, and in the comments too, let us know if you found any really cool holiday items. We actually sold, I think you packaged it either today or yesterday, a women's denim shirt that had all kind of Christmassy embroidery on it. Mm-hmm. Right? Now, matter of fact, that was one I just listed this week.
Yeah. So you want to be, so I guess what we were talking about is picking up sales. So even while you're laying the foundation for 2020, you're going to pick up Q4 sales, which could be Christmas related. It could be not. I sold if you guys remember, maybe from like 2 weeks ago on Store Sunday, I showed you guys this. It's called Barefoot Dreams. It was like this heavy lounge sweater. Sold for $40. Not mad at it. So you'll pick up things like that, and it was just a plain light blue sweater, but I knew the brand.
And if you're doing what we teach, you're also letting your friends, family, people who you see at these different social events, you also remind them or tell them for the first time. For a lot of you guys, hey, by the way, super excited, I just started an online reselling business. If you have any, and fill in the blanks, you guys know we love our clothing, right? Yeah. If you have any clothing that you're not wearing or you don't wear a whole lot, I would love the donation, right? And it will mean a lot to me. And again, you guys will be shocked at how many things you will get for free. I mean, literally, we've had multiple friends of ours, and we're still new here, relatively new here, but we have people bring us stuff or ask us to come pick up stuff. So it's a great time of year because people, again, are thinking about gifts, they're thinking about new stuff. So again, the perceived value for used stuff to most people is still very low, which means it's a great opportunity for you to take it off their hands. Yeah,
so selling mixed goods now helps. Like, obviously this stocking isn't clothing. It's still light, it'll still ship first class, which we love, but if you have other Christmas stuff, like one of our students, Brittany, just had her best month ever, and she got a bunch of Christmas stuff that's been flying off the shelves. I guess that's figurative. flying off the
virtual shelf.
And it's all sorts of Christmas decorations. So, you'll pick up the stuff, you'll be laying the foundation, but you'll also pick up those Q4 sales as they pick up. And if you're selling stuff around the house, that's even better because clothing can slow down a little bit. I mean, it's not horrific. Mm-hmm. It's just a little bit slower because people are buying other things. They're buying winter, like sporting goods. They're buying like skiing, snowboarding type stuff. But guess what? That means they need jackets. I have a ton of jackets. So just keep it in mind. Don't be afraid to sell mixed goods during Q4 if that's what you want to do. We don't like to do it, but if that's what you want to do,
or if you're just getting started, like what we teach and what we did, we got resourceful, right? So we sold all kind of things around the house, the garage, the storage unit, and it really gave us a big boost getting out of the gate, and it will for you as well. So, do we have any questions? I know we've been going for a while. So we've been talking about all of the opportunities. We're going to talk about the downside because, again, well, we talked about it a little bit. People kind of mentally start to check out, especially a lot of business owners and resellers. But also there's an issue or a factor we wanted to bring up in the form of daylight savings time.
Yes, it's Sunday, November 3rd at 2 a.m. our time. The clocks are going back. We're falling back.
Falling back.
So that means you have less daylight. And in Q4, a lot of people get the idea, like in the new year, people are starting new businesses. Like more and more people are finding out about reselling. Competition is growing. So you need to stand out now more than ever in terms of the actual items you're sourcing. Like, what are you sourcing? That's so important for your business. Like Jared always says, you make your money when you buy. How are your photos? How are your titles? But on photos, we're losing an hour of daylight.
Right. So for a lot of you guys who, like if you're like us, when we got started, we did great if the sun was out and the light was coming through the window. We were shooting up a storm.
Yeah.
But as the year progressed and the days got shorter and shorter, it got tough. So right now we're talking to you in front of we have a big 10-foot tall bay window in the office. As the sun starts to set, obviously I'd have to bring in some outside light or you wouldn't be able to see us. Right. And the same thing for your clothing. As a matter of fact, we just sold some old items. So for those of you guys who freak out because you didn't sell anything that you listed a week ago, we literally have items we've had listed now for 2 years. And there was one that was so bad, you could see my hand and the phone, like the shadow being cast because I was holding a lamp up, like a table lamp. I was holding a lamp to shoot this thing. You can see, I mean, it was laughable. But again, we're a firm believer of you do whatever it takes, right? WIT. So, but again, for those of you who are working a 9 to 5 and you get home now, it's just going to get that much harder in having daylight, natural daylight in which to shoot it. So we wanted to bring up the fact that one of the things that really kind of changed our business, it opened up when we could do our business, it opened up how good our pictures looked, and things like that was the purchase of a lighting kit.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Super game changer.
Everything became much brighter. You didn't have those crazy shadows I talked about.
It went from like our pictures being like a level 3-4 to being a 10.
You guys, I mean, normally every Tuesday I try to share at least one example of something we sold, and a lot of times it's something that was shot. I mean, almost everything at this point was shot with a lighting kit. Matter of fact, I have to show you guys one that was shot without one. Matter of fact, maybe I'll put it in the comments. Okay. Something that we sold recently that wasn't shot with a lighting kit. And you can tell the difference. But again, that's one downside to this time of year. So what we teach our students is when you're building your business, especially if you have a 9 to 5 or other businesses, you have to work this business in and around, but it just becomes so much easier with a light kit.
So yeah, just don't let daylight savings time affect your business. And that's hard to do when you don't have a lighting kit. And we tell people all the time, like start bare bones, like bootstrap it. We're totally on board with that. We are not of the mindset that you need to go out and buy every single tool and supply that we have now. Like we've bought them over time as it made sense, and that's what we
let the business pay for it in most cases.
Yeah,
so
never come out of pocket for it.
Which is a very rare business to have like that. But again, it's one of those things where once you have it, kind of like with the printer, right, or label printer. Yeah. Once you have it, you're like, oh my God. And I know our students will definitely, those of you guys who are starting to equip yourself with these same tools and supplies, you'll know exactly what we mean.
Yeah, it's like once you have something, you can never go back.
Absolutely.
So, speaking of the lighting kit, do you want to tell them what we decided to do?
Yes, so we're always thinking about ways to help people get to the next level. Like when I hear about Amy setting up a $2,000 part-time November, and Michael setting up $1,000 November. We're always trying to figure out how to make that more accessible to people, as well as all of the lessons and strategies and hacks that we put together selling. At this point, I think we're heading towards 6,500 items we've sold online now at this point. So we came up with something I think will be really special. It'll tie in the end of the year. It'll tie in what we talked about, kind of getting a really solid jump start on your 2020.
Taxes.
It'll tie in those taxes. It'll tie in, kind of stay in your head and really not mattering now what the hell the sun's doing, what time it sets for you. So you want to tell everybody?
Yes. So if you guys know, obviously we have our course 0 to 60. Calling it a course isn't exactly right. It's more of a program because there's a lot of...
It's a lifestyle.
There's a lot of support that we offer ongoing. So you get in the course once and you have the support. I mean, we have some students who've been in for almost a year now, and they still get the same support as the people who signed up last week.
Yeah. And again, those of you who are, I know we have a lot of new people who joined the group this week. 0 to 60 was basically a culmination of, I mean, if you think about it, we're going on 3 years reselling each. So that's 6 years combined of reselling, again, failures and successes and lessons and whoopses and do's and don'ts. So we wanted to put something together that we knew we wish existed when we got started. Instead of having to figure it out all the hard way and waste those times and months and money.
Because it's really difficult. Like we really do have a heart for helping, and so when we see people like month after month struggling and not moving forward, like if October didn't go the way that you wanted, November doesn't have to be like that. You can set a new intention. But if you do the same thing, you can set a new intention, but if you do the same actions, you're not going to get a different result. And that's kind of why we just feel really strongly about 0 to 60, because we see people who get in it and then they take off. Like they have a $1,500 month, their first month. Like, gosh, what is she going to be doing in 6 months from now?
That's when it gets fun.
Yeah, so we wanted to come up with a way to help you do that, to change the story of your reselling business from, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, or I'm failing month after month, or I'm not even hitting $1,000 and I'm trying different things and something's not working. I think I'm missing something. I'm just not getting it. What do I not understand? So we created, because we're falling back in terms of the clock, we created Fall in Love with Flippin', a promo just for this weekend. Starts now. One of the spots is already taken, actually.
Yes.
Before we even announced it. Lucky person. But we, instead of doing a quick start care package, which we normally send out, which has, some stuff you might already have on hand, we realized that most people actually don't have a lighting kit. So as a bonus, we are including a lighting kit with 0 to 60 if you get started this weekend. That would be by Sunday, by daylight savings time, basically.
Yeah, and our students are going to hate us because they didn't get it. But the good part is most of them started where they're already making enough money to afford it. So the takeaway is the fact that, again, for most people, we tell you hold off on the lighting kit just because we want you in the beginning stages of your business. We want you focusing on listing. We want you focusing on sourcing RUV items and then taking that money in turn and investing it into light kits and printers and stuff like that, which they're all worth their weight in gold once you have them. But this is special. This promo, this Fall in Love with Flipping. I love that. Fall in Love with Flipping is huge because if you sign up for 0 to 60, you're going to get that sooner than later. So again, we want, and also in the course, in the program, as you say, we actually walk you through exactly how we take pictures, how everything is positioned,
how we set up our light
how
kit.
to set up your light kit. So this will be even more relevant to those of you guys who take advantage of this promo.
Yeah, so we're excited because we're like, okay, well, it's daylight savings time and, people are not going to have the light. And that's one of the things we hear people saying a lot when they get started. Oh, I wish I had a lighting kit. And, we were putting together these quick start care packages, which are great, but we're like, what if we could just send you guys like one really big, really good thing if it just got dark in here? Look at how dark it is where
I did this because I wanted to, so I just closed our blinds, but I wanted to illustrate the difference a light kit makes. So again, if we had no light kit, it would be pretty crappy lighting in here, and you really couldn't successfully shoot any item.
Here, lay this out. We'll go out. Oh wait, not this one. Do this one because this is. We're gonna take you guys on the road with us. Ready? Okay.
All right.
So blah lighting.
That's an item that you're going to try to shoot with daylight savings time. And it's not. I would probably aim it a little better, but
And we have a background, but you guys get the point.
You guys get the point.
It's a huge difference. You could just see the lighting that's over there compared to what's over here in front of it. And it's not even dark out yet. So, like last night I was shooting after midnight, which would not be possible if we didn't have a light.
So for you guys, and you know the crazy JB, a lot of times I'll keep it real with you guys. I'll talk about squeezing a lemon. I'll talk about eliminating excuses, doing this business wherever you can. Right, so again, having a lighting kit makes that so much more doable because now it doesn't matter if you get up in the middle of the night, you're inspired, you can't sleep, or you haven't done your DMOs yet,
or you get up early before you go to work.
Right, there's literally the time of day doesn't matter anymore with one of these bad boys.
You know what's crazy is I actually prefer shooting at night when it's fully dark outside because then the lighting kit is like full pure white light versus sometimes during the day like the sunlight is coming in through the windows.
Yeah,
and
especially if you're shooting with a smartphone camera is an overachiever, but it can only do so much. So again, having a light kit, even if it's pitch black, like Hallie said, the light kit really does its job then. So again, those of you guys who take advantage of 0 to 60, you pay in full this weekend. You're going to get a light kit with your program. We're going to make
an investment in you and your business.
Right, so that'll actually come shipped to your door. We're only showing you one of the lights. It comes with,
it's a set.
It's a set, so it comes with 2 lights. Again, it's something we don't believe in junk or BS. So it'll be something that we would use in our business.
Yeah, the one that we have is not available anymore. So, but we're going to send you one this box style.
Right, and in trial and error, if we were going to do it again, we probably wouldn't have got this one versus the one we're looking at now. So again, you're going to get from experience the one that we would have gotten had we known better. So this is actually our second light kit. We also have the umbrella light kit, which is pretty good. That's the one I normally shoot with. This takes it to a little bit higher level, but again, you're going to get that in addition to all of the knowledge that you get out of 0 to 60. So I know I have some students watching. So Ryan has had some really, really good success lately. She's a student of ours. Amy Kinsey, we have 2 Amy's. Amy Kinsey.
Yes,
Amy Huffman, of course, the OG. So we have some students who, again, can attest to what you'll get out of this course. So did you want to do a run through real quick?
Yeah, so that's not the only bonus. This is a pay in full bonus in place of the Quick Start Care package. We are also doing a bonus for anyone. You're going to be able to get the pay increase through tax strategies and W-4 training. I don't know how long that training is. It doesn't matter how long it is. What matters is what's in it, and it's very thorough. It'll show you how to adjust your W-4.
That's your job. Yeah.
Give you a W-2 at the end of the year, but you want to adjust your W-4, your withholdings basically, because now that you have a business, having a business is like having a baby. If you had a baby, you would automatically know, oh, I should adjust my W-4 because now we have another dependent, more withholdings.
Yep.
And so a business is the same way.
So you actually walk people through on
line
video,
line
by line, how and why to adjust your W-4. And we've had people who their take-home pay on their job just for making these adjustments alone has literally gone up anywhere from $300 to over $1,000 a month on their same exact income
without owing at the end of the year.
Without owing, because again, you're going to pick up all of these kind of deductions that we're talking about.
Right,
so,
and then you can be like Robin, who had $6,000 set aside for her taxes and ended up getting a refund, and this was the exact training that she followed.
Absolutely.
So we're super excited about that. That's going to be a bonus for this Fall in Love with Flippin' promo. Just really quick, if you guys are like antsy and you are like, I'm in, it's at flippinfreedom.com, 0 to 60 -promo. You're also going to get your first 2K case study. We did a case study September.
Yes.
When the newest store, yes, thank you. When the newest store that we have hit its first $2,000 a month. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's so nice. When it hit its...
See the difference light can make?
I'm starting to hurt my eyes, actually. My phone is on low. You don't have a charger in here, do you?
No, I will.
15%. My phone wasn't charged when we went live. Sorry, guys. So we did a case study. We walked you through every item that we sold in that $2,000 because we wanted people to know, which Amy, that would be a great training to go. I don't know if you watched it, But that would be a great training to go back and look at, because you said you want to hit $2,000, so you can see every item that we sold, every return that we got, every mistake that we made, all the damaged items that we sold. Like, I think that's probably, oh, you have a long joint.
That's what she said. You know this.
All right, plugging in. Okay. Yay. What was I gonna say?
2K road map.
Oh yeah, so I think that people would be surprised to see how many damaged items that we sold, like stuff that had holes in it, or there were stained items. Like, I was even surprised, like, as we're walking through it and we're going through the sales and showing you, okay, this is what we sold, this is why we bought this item, this is why we priced it this way. We're walking you through the entire logic of it. Ryan, you should watch that one too. All of you guys should. It's in 0 to 60. That is a bonus that is going to be included so that you can model it for yourself.
One of my biggest takeaways from the reaction that we got from our students was how much they're underpricing their items. So almost to a person, they said, I had no idea how badly I was underpricing my items. And that's one of the reasons why, especially in our second store, we're over $30 per item, guys. So again, I love that analogy. We love the fact that we want to help you have a business where you send $1 out and it comes back with 25 or 30 friends, if not more.
Yeah.
So again, most of the students were shocked. And again, so it just kind of helps you see exactly what we're doing, stuff that we can't always share here, right, for obvious competitive reasons. And it lets you really kind of get ratcheted up for your business. Another thing that I think Jackie was saying, because we sold a lot of work shirts.
Oh, uniforms.
Uniform shirts and stuff like that. Yeah. And she said, I had no idea. So it just kind of opens your eyes up to the things that we're doing on a day in, day out that you may not have caught here or you just didn't know. Yeah,
so examples would be like a Wendy's polo shirt. Like, we'll sell everything from Wendy's to McDonald's, Amazon, FedEx. We've sold, Michael might get a kick out of this. We sold one of those U.S. Postal Service jackets.
A vest.
For $50.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And actually, I didn't want Jared to buy it. I was like, I don't think that's going to sell. Like, that's... And then he sold it. And it sold fast, too, like in a couple days. And I was like, okay, I was wrong.
We have a running joke where the more strongly she feels about not buying something, the more I know it'll sell for. So that's kind of like my barometer.
Yeah.
If she says, get it, I'm like, yeah. She says, don't get that, put that down. I'm like, oh, I got to have it.
Yeah.
So again, you're going to get that roadmap. It's just everything is designed, guys, again, for stuff that we wish we had to shorten our learning curve. So if you want to get to a $2,000 a month faster, well, it just stands to reason you would do with someone who's making now, and that's in this point well in excess of that, what they did to have it the second go round.
Yeah.
What else are you going to get?
The last bonus. So this is for all people that enroll in 0 to 60 over the weekend during this the end of daylight savings time. We are real corny, falling in love with Flippin' promo.
It's not corny either, because what will happen for those of you guys who are having success, and we hear it over in the RUV Society, we love flipping. We love ourselves some flipping. We can't talk about it enough.
I think Ryan just said it's addicting.
It's addicting. It's like anything. If you're good at something and you're having good results, like think about your kids, right? If your kid's really good at something, they can't do it enough.
Yeah.
Right? But if it's something that you struggle with, or you fail at, or you're not comfortable doing, you don't love it so much. So again, there's a reason why, we started this community. There's a reason why we love it. So we want you to fall in love with flipping, because it can be a beautiful, life-changing business for you.
Yeah. So you're going to get bonus number 1, the W-4 training, pay increase through tax strategies. You're going to get the first 2K month case study, and then you're also going to get, for the first 5 enrollees, a 60-day sprint strategy session with, I was going to say moi, but it's vous, I guess, with us. Can't talk. Okay, Brian, thanks for tuning in. Their trick-or-treating was postponed.
Oh, that's right, because of the weather. So have fun tonight. Grab me some Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and some Mr. Good Bars.
I'll take Kit Kats and peanut M&Ms.
Butterfingers is my jam.
We'll go buy some today.
Yeah. So again, guys, some really good bonuses. Again, stuff that will absolutely help in every facet of your business.
Yeah. So the bonus number 3, we're going to do a 60-day sprint session. It's going to be a private 1-hour group session for the first 5 people, so that you can go into 2020 with massive momentum. And then the pay in full bonus, you'll get the lighting kit shipped to your door if you pay in full.
Right, and again, because she's probably going to head it up and moderate it, she's very modest. But that 60-day sprint strategy session, for those of you guys who come prepared and have some goals, it will absolutely flat out change the course of your business.
We're going to game plan, and it's going to be exciting.
Right, because it's as close to one-on-one as you're going to get. Like I said, stuff that we wish we had. So we're going to look at your current positioning. We're going to look at where you live, kind of help you define some of those unfair advantages we talk about, i.e. stuff like this. We're going to do a lot of things that again is going to be personally tailored to your business. So you want to be one of those lucky 5 to get on that strategy session.
Yeah, and we're assuming that you know what 0 to 60 is. So 0 to 60 is our roadmap that took us from 0 to 60K in our first year reselling part-time. It's a 6-module video course that we are updating and adding lessons to as it's required, so it always stays up to date. You get forever access to the updates, to anything we add to it. 0 to 60 students know when we come out with new stuff. A lot of times, if you're already in, you get grandfathered into what we launch, which is exciting. You get the private student support Facebook group. That's the RUV Society. So you get a year access to the RUV Society, which is $59 a month. So that's totally included for 0 to 60 students. Along with the group chat, we have a group chat going where we're constantly supporting each other and helping each other. I haven't been in there all day yet, but we are in there every day answering questions, getting back to people, sending you guys audio messages, motivating you, inspiring you, sharing our sales, asking you guys what's going on, sharing your sales. Like it's a party of resellers, and it's intimate and small, and we love it that way because it allows us to really get to know you guys and to have support, access, accountability, all the things that you need.
I like to think about it like I'm a big basketball fan, so one of the coolest parts of the basketball season is All-Star Weekend, because now you see the best of the best. They're on one team, and I've always wanted to be like in the locker room, because I just imagine like to have that level of talent and focus and dedication and commitment all in one locker room, which you would have to get from that surrounding. So that's how I kind of look at RUV Society, as kind of being in that locker room of people who are making it happen. The Ryans, the Amy's, and all the names you hear, Brian and Nicolette. So again, most of this stuff honestly is worth its weight all on its own. When you put it together, forget about it. Yeah,
we want to make it a no-brainer for you guys. You're also getting, so in addition to the Facebook group, the group chat, you also have access to all the previously recorded Q&As all the way back to April. Including the one that just happened on Wednesday. You get immediate access to that. You get immediate access to all of our previous challenges. So in the 0 to 60 community right now, if you join, you're getting forever access to the Flip and Freedom Challenge, because when you're just starting, you get 10-day access and then it's gone. But you have forever access to the Flip and Freedom Challenge. You get access to the Closet Clear Out Challenge, which is not public anymore. And we did a 0 to 60 advanced challenge back in June. So you have access to 3 different challenges immediately. Am I missing anything? Oh, and then the weekly Q&A that happens every Wednesday.
Yes.
You can show up and get your questions answered. You can show us stuff that you source. Hey, I just sourced this. I was going to price it at $20. And me and Jared would be like, no, you need to price this way higher.
And we'll teach you how to market it. So again, guys, I can give you more examples than honestly we have time for right now. But there's so many instances, subtle and some not so subtle, of ways that this thing will more than pay for itself 100 times over. Yeah. Like I said, one item that you, being a novice, and there's nothing wrong with that. We were too, right? We only know what we know through experience and selling 6,000 items. But things that you as a novice would say, hey, if I can get 10 or 15 bucks for this, I'd be happy, right? Well, no, having someone who has experience say, well, you can take 10 or 15 bucks, or you can actually, I asked $100 for this and ended up taking a lower deal. So again, just one instance of that, you can start to see where the value's at.
Yeah, so just give it a shot. We have a crazy guarantee. We have a 14-day money-back, no questions asked guarantee, which no one has ever asked for, because once you're in, you'll see how great it is, I think. So you probably won't need a refund or need to take us up on the guarantee, but it is there for you because we understand that it makes purchasing and joining a little easier. It gives you a sense of security to know that we stand behind what we create, and if you don't like it, then you can get your money back.
And we even have a second guarantee because, again, we're just that confident in our knowledge, we're that confident in the results, and honestly now, looking back over all of our students, our confidence is just going even higher because of the results. But we have what's called a work with you guarantee. I keep looking at the wrong corner of the phone.
The camera's over
there. Last time I went live, I was up there, so I'm staring at this library. You guys probably think I'm cross-eyed or something. I ain't cross-eyed. Or am I? No. But I am easily distracted. So every time a car rolls by, I'm like a dog. But the point is, we have a work with you guarantee. So what that means is, being someone who I have bought courses in the past for one thing or another, I've typically been disappointed. I typically have this case full of stuff, and it's worth.
I'm looking at some courses he has.
It's basically a bunch of worthless DVDs. If you guys have ever bought a course and been disappointed, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Say that was me. So not wanting to do that, wanting to have the opposite experience for our students, wanting people to literally feel like, you know what, man, I just feel like I'm getting away with murder here. We have a work with you guarantee, meaning that we will literally, as long as you're showing us that you're doing the work, right, and you're following the course, we will lock arms with you until you get at least what you spent on the course back.
Yeah, so you're guaranteed to either get your money back or make your money back, either way.
But if you're paying attention to any of the comments you'll see here on just about a daily basis, most of the people who've taken that journey, that course has not even been a drop in the bucket as to what they're making on a monthly ongoing basis.
How crazy is that? Risk-free. Like, you're either going to literally get your money back or you're going to make it back. And that's it. Like, there's no risk.
And you have a tax write-off. And you now know how to use those tax write-offs. And you know how to explode your business, guys. So, again, we wanted to tie in a bunch of things into this promotion. So, again, it's November 1st. Happy November to you.
Yes.
We have 1,440, I guess,
48
hours now. We've been talking for about an hour. So 1,440 something hours left in the year, in the decade. And really, guys, for you, for your family, it's up to you to determine how that ending of the year goes and how the beginning of this year and decade is going to go. It's all up to you. So we just wanted to facilitate you having the best reselling experience as possible. We wanted to kind of teach you and give you some anticipation about the change of the clocks and the times and the daylight, and then kind of give you something along with the program to help you offset it and stay one step ahead.
Yeah, so if all it did was launch you into 2019, propel you into to 2020, like, just ask yourself, would it be worth it? Or if all it did was make the holidays a little easier on your wallet, would it be worth it to you? If all it did was allow you to make $1,000 a month, which is super easy to do, and people do it on a very part-time basis, would it be worth it to you? Like, just ask yourself those things as you're, like, any fear you have. Well, you know, I'm scared that I'm not going to make my money back. Okay, well, if all it did was help me make my money back because they're guaranteeing that, would it be worth it?
Right. Or take something that there's probably 1,000 people in one who walked past by this at the bins before I grabbed it. All right, so if all it did was help you grab stuff like this 10 times a month, I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer. So, hey, Cheryl, good to hear from you. Yes. Still in. I know you're still in. We're going the long haul here, working tonight to catch up on things. So, no worries. Again, as a group, as a unit, we go through it as well. You know, life tries its best to get in the way.
Yes, it does.
So again, that's one of the reasons I think your decision to become a member of this community, especially the 0 to 60 family, is just that much smarter. So don't worry, we got your back.
Yeah. So 0 to 60, it's designed to help you make money. It's not designed to cost you money. And just ask yourself, do I think that Allie and Jared and the community at large could help me sell another 10, 20, 50 items a month? Like, absolutely. And that's what's going to pay for the course, not out of your pocket.
Yep. So you're going to love the course. You're going to love having a light kit if you guys are able to do the pay in full with the bonuses. And then even if you're not, you're going to love being part of that, at least that first 5, if hopefully you guys jump in one of those slots. So
yes. So the Fall in Love with Flippin' promo ends when the clocks fall back on Sunday. It's actually Eastern.
Yes.
So midnight Eastern time, 9 p.m. Pacific. The deal's gone. And that's what we got for you guys. So we want you to have success in 2020. We have more trainings to do in 0 to 60, in the REV Society. Oh, if you're in the REV Society and you want to upgrade, is that true?
No, not very fast. Yeah.
If you're in the REV Society and you want to upgrade to 0 to 60, we will refund your payment to you.
We got your back. So you can upgrade, get the entire program in addition to the access that hopefully you guys are loving and then get that piece refunded back to you. So again, we just want you to have all the tools that you feel like you need.
That's all we have.
Do we have any questions? Any questions in general about what we talked about today, about heading into the holidays, about closing out the year, about the tax stuff we spoke on? Do you have any questions at all? And why in the world am I still looking at the wrong corner? I need to put like a little bright colored sticker. That would help.
You know what I heard about? That some people put like on their computer, like if they're going to do an interview, they put googly eyes next to the camera so they remember to look at them. Maybe we should do that on our phones.
Those little post-its, like the things you put around the house sometimes. I need one of those I can just tape. That way I'll know. Just always look in that corner.
I'll do it next time we
So again, questions, guys. I know we're good, but I don't know if we're that good. So there should be some questions about something we talked about over the last half hour or so.
It doesn't have to be about 0 to 60.
Doesn't have to be about 0 to 60. It could be about, again, the changing seasons, anything. And Hallie just put up the link for those of you who do want to jump on the Fall in Love with Flipping promo. So again, we'll give you guys a couple minutes if you have any questions. There's no dumb question, just dumb non-questions, I guess.
Comments, things you want to share with us. How was your Halloween?
Oh yeah, I really appreciate all the people who participated and put some pictures up in that post last night. You guys saw we actually went, not last night, the weekend before, last Saturday, we went to an adult Halloween party at our neighbors. They throw a big gala every year.
Oh my gosh, you guys, it's crazy. And it was a freak show theme, like circus freak show, and they do everything like to theme. It's great. I could talk about it for probably an hour.
Yeah, so thank you for sharing. Again,
we're going to a costume party tomorrow too.
Oh boy, I'm all costumes out.
You gotta dress up for the 1920s.
So yeah, thanks for that, guys. Amy says, nope, no questions, just listen more listens.
That's the way to do it.
That's it. If all you do is that, you're gonna have those kind of results that you're talking about, and you're already starting to have. So, her makeup.
Oh, thank you. I followed a YouTube video, and yeah, it worked out really well. Thank you. Cool.
I designed my own myself.
Yeah, he said, draw me up with the diamonds. All right, guys, I think we're going to go get
We're out of here. Again, have a great weekend. Again, stay focused. While everyone starts getting into this lottie-dottie mindset, you want to stay focused. Again, enjoy your family. Have fun and enjoy life.
Do you guys need reminders from us over the next 60 days? Like, do you like this kind of training? Let us know. Yeah,
let us know. And then, if you're watching the replay, #replay, let us know how you enjoyed it. Again, you can still throw questions in a replay comment. We read them. We go over them.
Tag us, though, if you have questions. Because if you don't tag us, we can't. It's hard to see.
That's it. So, have a great Friday. Again, remember, TGIFF. Thank God I found freedom. Or thank God you're on your journey to finding freedom, fulfillment, and happiness. And we really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to an amazing end of the year. And an amazing kind of springboard type of launch into 2020.
Yes.
And we want the same for you guys.
Yeah, so we'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Good night, y'all.
0
to 60.
And tomorrow's Selfie Saturday, so you better show
up.
Oh,
Selfie Saturday. I want to see you guys putting in some work.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Night.